Alright, I'm here. I'm finally here for a short, and I mean short, and I'm stressing short, Disco Elysium stream here on this Monday night. I woke up from here. I shaved. I gotta go meet up with Kim. I'm curious to see if he notices the shaved look. I think what I'd said is I need to make sure I go buy some health things. I think I go talk to him. And maybe see if I can do that. Confront the Hardy Boys. Yeah, so we're basically going to do these three things, I think. Or at least start in. I don't know how long these things will take or branch off once we start them, but... Yeah. Okay. Let's go outside. Do you want to say anything, Kim?
Yes?
Oh, I can tell him though. We should break the ice. He probably obviously noticed. I'll just get it out of the way. So, I shaved.
Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps,
I knew I shouldn't shave. I knew it, and I still did it. What an idiot.
No, it's okay, I guess. I may have preferred the mutton chops. They sort of seem to cover the...
He stops.
Damage. Yeah, damage. He means damage.
Either way, good on you. You were saying?
He could have lied and said I look fine. He could have told me. He could have just lied. Alright, let's go talk to... Oh, health things first. I'm gonna do it before I forget. I'm surprised I even remembered this time. Surprised I even remembered. Oh, wait. The yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that were left for, how do you pronounce, Clase? Clase? I don't remember. I know I took note of it when I...
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Oh. No, how do I buy things from her? Is it that?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop.
No, that's not...
Inviting you closer.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Is it this?
A small cabinet on
Yes.
the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
I could just buy, I mean, 3 of each, right? Alright, I need a Duramine.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
And then no, I'll take some, Hypnogamma.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Great. Alright, we're out, Kim. I'm freshened up. We're all freshened up. Let's go talk to Gart. I knew it.
Hey, was there something you needed?
How do I... Guard, I saw another thing at the whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Oh, do I rat on her about the... That's not a mission, is it? It's not. Yeah, why would I rat her out then? Oh, Gart, what if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really, really holding himself back here.
Aren't you gonna ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
Pinball machines. A pinball workshop.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why? Do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
He was wondering about something business related, about how much money he could make off one.
I feel a capitalist plot coming up.
Capitalist plot. The pinball we have in the corner now is broken. I want to diversify the entertainment options. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense to him right now. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
I have to warn you. I may have discovered that the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Wait, so you know of the curse?
Everyone knows of it.
The whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B of the doomed commercial area.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the whirling.
I'll go. The whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, which failed. Though perhaps the whirling will escape the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, some doom ghost.
He steadies his voice.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
You really care about the whirling, huh?
Yeah. It's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way. Especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way. Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Aha! So you finally admit it.
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation. Maybe even a promotion.
Got him. And who named it Whirling in Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know.
It's a horrible name.
Cafeteria managers come up with great names too.
Oh, hey, what's
From
up?
a song.
Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song. A song?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateneers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
I still think it's a terrible name.
Good pick.
The lieutenant nods. Bu- 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 That's good to hear. I'm doing all right. For Monday, it was a slow Monday. It's my first week back for a full week of work. Yeah, last week I guess I only worked 2 days, even though it felt much longer. But so now I'm just trying to pace myself mentally. But yeah, it wasn't too bad for a Monday, honestly. It was slow. Good luck here on this place then. Well, too bad it's all, I'll just give them the, well, good luck to you with this place then.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
The pinballs.
Against the doom, it's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, you know...
Why does he
wrap it
talk
up?
like that? Okay, so I'm not gonna rat her out. That's dumb. Do I tell him about the people? There's a people in the wall.
What wall?
Upstairs in the secret back room, right next to Clause's bedroom. I found it when I found the pinball machines.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the Whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
Oh, thanks, Gart.
The color has drained from his face. What a shame to fix such a good peephole.
Shut up, electrochemistry. Oh. This is implying as if he knew about it and he was using it. Oh no. That would be terrible. Oh god. Nope, not gonna say number 2. And do I really imply to him that it was him? It was his hole. No, I can't in good conscience do that. Alright, you've been notified.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
There's something else I want to ask about.
Yes?
Goodbye. Alright, dope. I didn't feel confident enough to say it was him. He was the originator of the people.
It's you again. What is it?
Alright, let's... I guess we're gonna do this thing. Basically tell them that she disagrees with what they've said. Classe says she wasn't raped.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Wonderful.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down. And she doesn't fucking trust you.
Oh.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Alright. I don't necessarily, this group of guys here just being like, no, you can't trust her anymore.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
You know what? Fuck it. Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
And you went.
Are we gonna fight?
And pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Oh, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight.
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy.
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fists down.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried Am I understood?
She means business.
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Someone has to break the tension. The second in command. Are those checks me, or is it the NPC? These ones? So, like, these checks? Like, the inner voices? That's, like, my character. I feel like with as long as I've been playing this game, I should be able to more confidently explain the whole thing. But as far as I can tell, based on your stats, essentially as things happen, I think there are, like, for lack of a better term, like secret roles that like your stats do, and your stats are like your inner voices in your head. And so I'm assuming every time a potential like a thing happens, basically, then my guess is that like it either like checks for like I wouldn't say probably every stat because there's a ton, but like I would assume that there's some that could possibly pop up as the voices inside your head, and then they'll pop up if it actually makes like you can hover over and see like the actual check there. There is I got a bit confused because it was kind of describing the NPCs. Okay, only on a superficial level. Yeah, there's especially it could be possibly confusing because there's one of these stats that is literally like no, is it this one? There's one of it's either this one or this one that's literally like reading other people, and so whenever it pops up, it's essentially reads as if it's your inner head essentially trying to decipher exactly what whoever you're talking to is really like saying to you. So it can be even slightly more confusing on that kind of like path. But yeah. And then there's also, because this game like does like narration of like someone who's not speaking, but sometimes without these like I'd have to find one. But at some point, like sometimes there's just narration done, so that can make it a bit more confusing too.
Look, Copper. We know that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Okay.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
So what's on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
Now that is intriguing. You had me at door gunner. A door gun is a gun mounted to the door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians. Farmers mostly.
Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
Alright, I'll listen to the tape. Where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Oh, Lieutenant whispers.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Okay, I will shove the tape in my ass. I'm sure the
play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
He repeats calmly in a hushed voice.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Alright, that's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
I'll take the tape, fine. I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Alright, I'm gonna go take off now. I mean, I can listen to tape, it's fine. But I can't let him know that I'm... Okay. A magnetic tape acquired from Titus Hardy. It supposedly holds a recording of the Mercenary Task Force radio communications recorded via a decryption station. Not a good omen. Excuse me, it requires a boombox to play. Now, I have a boombox. So I should be fine. Right? Where's my boombox again? Is it in here? Is it interactable? Which one of these? Books. I thought I had a boombox, yeah? Did I break it somehow? No. That wouldn't make sense. I'm looking like a dang fool. Oh, it's this tape player. I'm so stupid. I'm like clicking around. I'm like, I thought it was in there. It's right there. It's right in front of my face. Okay. Is it uncouth of me to listen to it right in front of everyone? I'll go listen to it outside. It feels like I probably shouldn't just listen to it while they're standing right next to me. What is an... What is that I hear? That's not my boombox making that music, is it? Oh, it is. Why is it just auto-playing? So, I guess there's whatever tape was already loaded into it. That was freaking me out. I was like, why the hell do I hear music all of a sudden? I thought I was like... how do I... See, it's not auto-playing right now, so why was it doing that all of a sudden? That was so strange. Okay.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is rooted behind the magnetic reader.
Let's play the tape.
You push command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Lovely noise. Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the sound of a Kvalsund crane.
He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally.
Okay.
I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click. Then silence. The rest of the tape is empty.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He sounded inebriated.
Still.
Lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Who's this Cordy?
Cordy could be short for Cortenar, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
Ah. Interesting. What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
Thanks, Kim. What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isla in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Okay, then what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
So we gotta ask her now?
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even.
I mean, the thing is, I was gonna go talk. I needed to go talk to her anyway. We had to go talk to her. Now is she ready to talk to me? That will be the question. I assume I could just go back into her room here. Just, yep. The answer is yes. Ah, she is just up here. Well, would you look at that?
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
I'm not gonna try that. I still don't trust myself. Let's talk more about the so-called assault.
Not my favorite topic, but okay.
Never mind. Thank you.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now.
Okay, whatever you say, miss. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
You just want chaos. You just want me to try the 17%. I don't want to fuck up my, I don't want to say relationship with her because I don't want the connotation there. But I mean, like, I don't want to, I need her cooperation. I don't want to have like a negative check on me. But I will say I've tried 17% and even worse percents so far in this playthrough to bad results. So it hasn't stopped me in the past. With suffering as porcelain meets the metal table. Okay.
This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
She arches her brow. I forget, did he actually say Soldier of the Apocalypse style? I'll just say something to that effect, yes.
The phrase was used.
The lieutenant checks his notes and nods.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
I got confused because I was like, I know he said the one thing. He said the Hochi style or whatever. And then I asked Kim what that meant. But then I got confused if he actually had said that part or not. She picks the cup back up.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Do you think he was trying to scare people?
No. I'm pretty sure he did all those things. and then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
I would not go with coping mechanism. I'm gonna say persona. Persona?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke.
Oh.
And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
3 sounds a little too judgy. You like this kind of stuff?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
Oh wow, it's really just bouncing me in between like Titus and her. Just saying like he said, she said, back and forth.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, can you tell us about the victim? Or more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
The lieutenant makes a correction in his notes.
A miss. The adversary one.
He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
You liked it?
Quite a lot, yes.
She was smitten with the tattoos. Okay. What did it represent? Do you know?
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
I don't know, this just isn't doing it for me.
Is this Orani lit?
Don't interrupt.
He's smoking and drinking, of course.
She's painting such a vivid picture.
His chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths.
Never mind. This is extremely hot. This is
And
doing
so
it for me.
Star after star. Port after port. Third world
She's convinced
country
me.
after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
I could tell this is what the ladies go gaga for. This is kind of goofy. Do you mean goofy as in like bad, like this is goofily written, or this is comedic, almost, I think, sort of like how it's supposed to be, how she's kind of like recounting this. And so it starts to part and he's done horrible things. You were the woman in this?
Oh, yeah.
She nods. Second one. Okay, yeah. Well, this is now my second conversation with her. I think she's supposed to give off that air of like, you know, nonchalantness, and also like, not in a bad way, but I think I said what I said when I first spoke to her, was like, she just gives off that, I'm too cool for you kind of like vibe. But she seems cool. I mean, amongst most of the characters in this game that seem like are like weird and kind of like a bunch of freaks, like there are some weird ass characters in this game. She seems, in a weird way, one of the like more normal ones, and one of the more like in the present and somewhat put together, even though she I think the interesting dichotomy that she's supposed to like portray is that she had, and we're learning now in these last few parts that I played this game, that she had this potentially horrible thing happen to her. Like, she was assaulted, and yet she's like potentially the most still down to earth about it all, like the situation, and also like the current, like her current worldview and everything. And I think that's supposed to be like this kind of like juxtaposition type thing going on. Because like before we had met her, when we were getting told about like, this horrible thing might have happened to her, that kind of kick-started this whole, the killing of this guy, basically the lynching that happened. Like, in my head, you're like, oh god, she must be like just completely devastated. And yet she's just kind of like, like, not confidently, but like she's just like completely rolling with it in like just in a way that like you're built up throughout this whole game to have like a bunch of people that you've met just that are just completely like devastated by the things that have happened around them. Compared to that guy downstairs. yeah. Put anyone next to him and they'd be a lot more normal. She nods. Okay, can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Not a very fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Where is the Lestat? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat. Oranje? Oranje's map of waterways? This fits with his tattoo.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
You're both from Oranje?
Yes.
I know I'm mispronouncing it, even though I've literally just heard it.
Did that bring you together?
No.
Words in this game.
He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk.
Oranje.
I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje.
Oranje.
It was bad habits.
It's like I'm trying to learn a language and I'm just repeating it now every time I hear it. What brought us together wasn't that, it was bad habits. Okay.
Sex, alcohol, speed, probably also sildenafil.
Definitely speed.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
A military man, but not a patriot?
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
Perhaps it was communism that killed him. Oh, boy. Okay, I'll go. His eyes were blue?
Yes. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies. It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing.
Oh, yeah, bothers
I do him
me.
an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth.
Okay, so basically the picture we're being painted is, and I don't know if it's going to come to this, but we either believe her and she's telling the truth, and then that we're saying that Titus and the guys downstairs are lying, and that they are only lying and trying to make the guy seem like a bad person because they want to cover up for basically the crime they committed of killing that person. Or the reverse, she's covering for the guy that's dead. She clearly is so infatuated with him, even in his death, that she wouldn't speak ill of him, even if, that Titus, clearly, it makes sense for Titus and the guys to be like, well, he did these horrible things, so we had to exact revenge, basically, on him. And then, we tell him that she said that that's not what it is, and they're like, no, we have these recordings. And she's like, well, she doesn't have much to lose at this point. So she's like, well, yeah, I want, it's clear. Like, the way she's recounting these things, we're asking simple questions, and she's like going off on these whole things. Like, she's clearly, even though he's gone, she loved the guy, or she found a good relationship in the guy. She found comfort in the guy, even if he was on the rougher side. So it's tough. I like her as a person. I like her as a character, but part of me wants to think that she's probably just trying to cover up for him because she has nothing to necessarily lose or gain in the situation. And even though the Titus and the guys down underneath are assholes, that they're possibly at least mostly telling the truth. Even though in my head, maybe it's still not, I mean, I don't want to be a moralist here. I'm not going to morally be like, well, this guy committed a bad crime and then they took it out on him and killed him and then just left him to hang in the tree. Oh, it's so tough.
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Just trying to save the reputation. Yeah. Well, so the whole thing, so I know you said, I assume you probably haven't been watching the series or don't know much about the game, but the whole big case you're trying to solve here is basically those guys killed this guy because he did these, because he did these terrible things, but that guy was like a mercenary hired by the company to kind of watch over this union of workers, these like truck drivers and stuff. And so the central conflict is like these gruff that we were like underneath. We saw like these gruff union workers who are on currently a strike versus the company who sent these mercenaries to this town, this city or whatever, this town, to kind of like put the pressure on the union to get back to work and try to like sabotage the union, basically, is like the simplest way to like summarize it. And so you have this this overhead conflict thing happening, and we're being sent to figure out what happened, but also like potentially maybe try to like squash the beef in a sense. Like we're trying to make sure it doesn't elevate or escalate, because if it is found that they had killed, then like they're afraid the company is, from what I can tell, is so powerful and rich that they're like, we're having threats of like the company just sending in a bunch of people and just taking out everyone, like physically, like like gun down this whole place. So that's what we're kind of like teetering on. So they might have killed him. Yeah, I personally think that they killed him. They thought they had a reason to, like they're using the assault on her as an excuse. But I think if I personally had to guess right now, I think they killed them as like a warning to the company and saying, you guys are sending these mercenaries to us to try to like you kind of said, kind of union buster, to put pressure on us where we're clearly having a strike right now. And there's been a strike going on in the game for a while, or in the universe for a while. So I think they just used the assault on her, and they're using her basically as an excuse to then have taken it out on him, and that's what they're saying. But I think they're much more deep down, if you had to ask them. I think they were like, we could kill him and try to send a message to the company being like, we know what you're doing. You're sending mercenaries to this town to try to put pressure on us. That's not going to stand with us, basically, is kind of how I've been deciphering this whole situation. Yeah, exactly. And so we're in theory supposed to be a third party to it all, because now we've been talking to some of the company side, we've been talking obviously to the union side, and so we're being being pulled slightly different directions, and we're just trying to make heads and tails of everything. But this seems to be all tied to like the main thing we're trying to figure out here.
It's clear she was very much attracted to him, and still is.
Yeah, exactly what I was saying. I'm not gonna, I mean, it's clear. Keep it to yourself.
She shivers slightly.
Oh, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
How long have I been playing? I think this is officially part like 18 or 19. I want to say I probably started playing it, what, probably mid-March, right? Early March? Maybe late February. I'm looking at the calendar and I'm like, because I remember it was I'm pretty sure it was mid-February where I made the announcement I was going to play this for like my stream anniversary. I just did the thing where I was like, I announced like that I was going to play this in Umineko. And so I think that was like mid-February on the 16th, I think was the stream anniversary where I said it. So then I think I started it probably late February or early March. It's definitely, I'll be honest, like obviously I'm playing it because I had heard a ton of people saying that, not only that it's good, but that I would enjoy it. But like it's different than what I was expecting, but not in like a bad way. Probably assess over checks. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So like if you check online or anything, everyone basically says like the way to play is to try really hard not to obsess over anything. like checks and stuff, and to like not save scum and everything, and just kind of let it happen. Whatever happens is the story, and just go from there. And I think I've done a decent job of that. It was... Okay, I'm not going to say it was perhaps communism that killed him. I think we're finished here with this line of questioning. Hand Lieutenant back his notes.
All right.
Lieutenant puts a slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
What was in the room? I need to talk to you about your room again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll ask her this. I'm not going to talk to her about her drugs. That door there, did you know it leads to the downstairs elevator?
I did not. Mystery solved then. I kept wondering where it led.
There may be more to this mystery at some later time. She's holding back. Let's make a mental note for now.
There were tracks on the floor. They're recent.
Huh. This isn't good.
She's straight as a stick, suddenly. She feels like quarry, encircled. Her eyes dart to the door.
I don't know if I'm like, do I need to tell her that there was like a peephole thing? I don't know. I already told Gart about it. I already told him to fix it. It's an old pinball workshop, the room back there. This place used to be a pinball arcade.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun.
She didn't care to hear that. Alright, that's all for now.
Mm-hmm.
She flicks the ash from her cigarette absent-mindedly.
She's lost in thought. Eyes narrowed. Forehead furrowed.
I have other questions for you.
Alright.
Puff. She takes a long, pensive drag of her Astra menthol. Alright, let's return later. Bye.
Wait. Stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
That's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old?
Oh no. I know where this is going. Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
My own brain just being rude to me.
You could ask either one of them.
Do I ask Kim or do I ask her? I want to ask one of them. Is it weird if I ask her? I'm gonna ask Kim. Kim, how old do you think I am?
Huh?
The lieutenant isn't quite sure he heard you. How old do I look?
How old? 58.
Oh my god, that's really old. Really?
You asked.
He shrugs. What if you're wrong? We were both wrong about the deceased. He turned out to be 40.
42. And he was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
You're right, I'm probably 62. Oh no. Oh, this is embarrassing for my main character here. I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that.
On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately.
You're right. I'm probably 62. Let's leave it at that.
I didn't say 62. I said 58.
He squints, looking at you for a second.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
Oh, did I get a thought here? Date of birth generator? Your face looks like it's 58 and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be. The day and the century. But for how long then has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Dare I do it? I mean, I have a skill point. I did get a skill point. You know what? Fuck it. It's gonna take 7 hours, 15 minutes for that to internalize, but I'm curious where this goes. I'm gonna figure out how old I am. It is an important thing that I do. Ask another about the tattoo's possible meanings? What? Another one? Another person? I don't know. How many more people do I need to ask? I've asked like 1 million people about the tattoos, I feel like. Literally 1 million people. So many opinions on tattoos. Alright. If you had to guess based on these full 30 minutes you've watched. Alright.
It's you again. What is it?
Alright. Gotta build courage for this man. So I talked to Clase about the tape. And nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
I didn't even say if I believed it. I'm just saying she didn't believe.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything. It didn't change your mind.
Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her.
He shakes his head in disbelief.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
She did not say whoop-de-doo. Come as a... Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm, as if trying to grind it smooth.
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
Maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
Be sure with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent. They're confused. This is growing over their heads.
Come on, Titus. It's been a long day. I'm tired of running back and forth between you. I can see you're tired too. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said.
Fuck off!
He throws his beer can down.
This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over.
I'll say it's over when I say it's over.
Yeah.
There's a silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
Yeah, Gart.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be.
Alright, let's do it. 72% chance. I like it. Convince Titus he is being manipulated.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility. Outside, under the rising sun. Tattered and in ruins, the windows of the cafeteria aglow with her morning light.
That's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim.
Huh?
Lieutenant raises his brow.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Marnez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Because of some chick?
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
The man's fists under the table are...
Are we gonna do a big old brawl?
You can tell from his neck and shoulders. He means it.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the Wild North.
They just hang you like in the Dark Ages. Make a display of your corpse.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just couldn't get him down, okay?
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Oh, we're gonna get him.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Look at Kim first.
The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster.
Oh,
he
shit.
gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean? Go for it. The lieutenant has his eyes set on the fat guy. Push Angus.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
I'm gonna turn to Angus and say, or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him? For no fucking reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
He takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him?
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
The room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
We got Angus. We got him.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus?
Jesus,
Now
Elizabeth.
it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Okay, now we've started something.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him.
Oh.
After a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking back.
What just happened between these two?
You're
in. He's all yours. Questions.
Kim, we did it.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. What was it?
Interesting. Okay, okay.
We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was difficult to see.
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in blue gloves. Mouths covered by blue masks. Bodies by blue aprons. The coroner wipes his brow, scalpel still in his hand. Get the light. Shine it in his mouth. He tells his assistant. The coroner squats to better see the light illumines the darkness inside. Well, shit. Can't blame them for missing that. Get the saw, Alan. This just got fun.
Interesting. So I think this is the one I was like talking about. Like this check is always like this inner thought thing is always like dramatic, like interpreting a situation, like imagining a situation, like replaying like some kind of like imaginary situation in your head. Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl?
2 girls?
2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Kim Kitsuragi, please, note down 2 girls.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
The rat-faced man snickers.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy too, Angus.
He turns back to you.
That's okay with the fat man still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to.
What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
So that's why the window was replaced. So yeah, they might have done that for her. She goes and does that. Yeah. Yeah. Again, if we're to fully believe what he's saying now, with the way that Elizabeth stormed out after he said too much, maybe it seems like it would be that it's probably at the least mostly true. So then that just leads me to go harder into the fact that I think she, the lady we were speaking to earlier, I don't know who the second woman is, but I think the Clase, however you say her name, she just is like, she just like a doesn't care type attitude. Like she is just existing and, for lack of a better term, like thrill seeking in life, and she is just floating through life, and she clearly loved that person or was infatuated with him strongly, and she didn't take too kindly to the fact that they tried to make up some story that maybe he assaulted her, or maybe they were overblowing something. Because then when that's said, and she says like, oh, that's what they said, that she didn't take too kindly to that. But then, like, so which was more... So her love for him was stronger than her potentially getting covered for something that might have happened.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Who's Tibbs? The 8th Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Oh, of course.
Tibbs. That's short for...
Short for Tiberius?
Yeah. Good man.
Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
If Classe didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about?
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
These people, who are they?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
So who killed the merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Clausia. Maybe
Clausia.
the shot missed.
Clausia.
Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And you had ideas about his past too?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
This clown dance. Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the 2 girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I like
Who's this other girl?
For political reasons. It sent a good message.
See, and then he's like, yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so he's like, sure, we can hang him. He's that mercenary hired by the company that we're in a feud with. We can hang him and it sends like a message. So it's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker, the missing 8th Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
Let me see. Understood. Can you tell me anything about her? Name? Current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Clausia you want to talk to.
Oh, thank you for this, Tice. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
She, Clausia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but...
Oh, so Martinez is just like the equivalent to Traverse Town in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Oh, this game is just like Kingdom Hearts, I understand.
Still, after all this headache.
But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away?
That's right.
If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Ah. So we gotta go back to her. Alright, we'll call it a night there. I didn't want to go much beyond an hour here because I started so late and I have sleep to catch up on. I stayed up super late last night. I'll hopefully be back on stream tomorrow, starting earlier, and probably something else. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for stopping by. I think it's cool. Even if you're like maybe not 100% interested in the game or whatever, or just jumping into a random part of it. If you ever just want to hang out, it's very cool. Like I said, back tomorrow. Not sure with what yet, but probably not this because I don't want to double up. I kind of want to spread the week with the different stuff I'm working on. But hopefully, at the very least, earlier here. I'll go set my body up so that I remember when I load in, whenever it'll be next, that I need to talk to her for what the game says one final time. Though I don't 100% believe that. I'm sure we can always come back to her. Perfect. All right. Have yourself a nice rest of your night. See you in another stream.